Welcome back, everyone, as we dive back into Ultimate General Civil War. This is the Battle of Malvern Hill. If you haven't seen the campaign up to this point, there's a link in the description that'll take you all the way back to the beginning. This is the J&P Rebalance mod, and we are playing on what is effectively its version of the Legendary mode from the base game. This is the Battle of Malvern Hill, so we'll talk a little bit about the historic Battle of Malvern Hill as we dive into this one. I've got my army ready to go. The reinforcements are all pretty small mostly. These are brigades that I didn't refill or that are commanded by by low-ranking officers like a captain, or that are skirmishers. Basically, they're just kind of my extras. I want my main force to be in my first corps because that's where all the fighting is going to be done against heavy numbers of Confederate soldiers early on, and we've just got to hang on for dear life and hope we can inflict enough casualties to win this thing. We can afford to lose the battle and still continue the campaign, but I do not want to do that. We just want to kind of take our chances here and see what we can do. So here's the funny thing, and I'm going to do this a couple times just to show you what I'm talking about. The numbers actually fluctuate slightly with the soldiers. So right now it's showing he's got 37,000 men to my 30,800, roughly the same number of guns. But if I go back to camp and then go back in again, the number could actually vary just a little bit, and we might be able to get a smaller number than 37,000. Look at that, 35,500. I think we'll take that. Now he's only got 4,700 more men than us, and I think that's doable, even though he's going to have more men on the field than we will to start this. So it's going to be a challenge. Plus, we don't know exactly where he's going to come from because he could vary where his attack loads up. So basically, I'll just skip all of this and I'll just talk through exactly what's going to happen here. The initial phase is just north Malvern Hill. His main body is going to come down this way, but there's a good chance we'll see units over here and units over here, and we just don't know. He could, in theory, launch his main attack over here and just do a feint here. There's a lot more variety in how the AI operates in this version of the game versus the vanilla. So I think we do get our whole first corps to start this. It's just that some of them start out up here and then the map opens up and we get more of them to the south. So the main thing is just being able to hold on for dear life against frontal attacks, because that's what happened historically. This was about frontal attacks by the Confederates. This is about artillery was a major factor in this battle. Both sides had roughly the same number of men, but the Confederates suffered significantly more casualties. And this was really just about the Union fighting a rearguard action while they withdrew from the peninsula. And this was the last battle of what we call the 7 days, which is Lee on the offensive pushing against McClellan as McClellan pulls back from the gates of Richmond. So we just need to hang on. We need to be able to plug the gaps wherever we find them, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I've actually decided on a bit of an unorthodox strategy on this one, which is to pull everybody back. I ended up redeploying my forces where I deployed all the artillery in the back, put my infantry up front so I can pull them back better. I'm going to pull back to this line behind the river here. Because what I want to do is I want to keep my forces more densely compacted. That means that anywhere he tries to launch a frontal assault on me, he's going to be hitting 2 or 3 lines deep of my infantry, which is going to make it a little bit easier for me to hold the line against any assaults that he makes. So I think I do want to get at least a couple of units over here, maybe even some skirmishers, because I expect, at some point he's going to have forces over here. Looks like they're coming faster than I expected them to, actually. So let's send some skirmishers over here to hold him. I've got my cav there too. I've got some 24-pounder howitzers here. They're going to cover this crossing. We are going to have to watch this bridge here, but ideally what I can do here is I can have a brigade right there that I can fire into the flank of anybody who's coming across that bridge. That's a 3-star unit there. I'm going to hold the cav back in case I need them against any melee attacks here at the bridge. I'm going to take at least one more brigade back over there. And then the majority of my force is going to hold the line down here. The skirmishers aren't going to last very long here. Alright, here comes Fulkerson coming down. He's going to probably try and cross at that bridge. He's probably going to get some artillery up on this hill at some point, which is going to be a bit of a problem for me. But at some point I'll get some counter battery fire going. Alright, let's go ahead and pull these skirmishers back. We'll hold Pegram right there. We'll get another brigade coming up on him here. He's got a bunch of brigades up here. Alright, we're going to have 2,000 men right here. We're going to have another 2,000 here. Let's get this unit in reserve. The battlefield is going to open up after this first phase. And it looks like we need to hold at least one of... We must hold North Malvern Hill, which that's a bit of a problem because that's all the way up here. I don't know how we're supposed to hold that and still win. In fact, this victory condition doesn't make a lot of sense because it basically... One is the same as the other. The only difference is here you only have to hold one of these two. Whereas here you have to hold them both. So I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. Alright, I definitely want to get another unit firing on Jones. I wouldn't even mind getting a third down here. These are all 2- and 3-star units so far on the battlefield. Oh, he's charging already? Interesting. Let's bring the cav up, just in case. Alright. First charge we're going to face. He's all by himself, so that helps a lot. Actually, I'm not even going to need my cav. We'll hold the cav back. I think we're going to do just fine on Fulkerson without him. This is exactly the kind of scenario that I was hoping to create by pulling my line back like this. The problem is, it's probably going to trigger the next phase a little quicker than I wanted it to by North Malvern Hill being contested. Alright, Wallace, you got to disengage, buddy. Don't get sucked into them. There's a lot of units there, but just one right here. I want to get cuts around. I'd like to get a 3rd brigade firing on Jones. I really want Swallow following or firing on Jones as well. Alright, Wallace fell back. That's okay. I kind of expected that. Taking a lot of casualties though. I don't like that. Come on, Cuts, hurry up and get over there. Alright, we're doing pretty well in inflicting casualties so far. In fact, I want to see what the numbers look like. I've lost 680 men already. We've inflicted 900 casualties, so that's not nearly as one-sided as I had hoped. I'm hoping that'll start to improve. Alright, we've got our third brigade ready to fire on those guys. Okay, we're lighting Winder up pretty good at the moment. Alright, yep, it triggered the next phase a little sooner than I wanted it to. Let's pause and see where we're at now. The battlefield has opened up, so now we've got another part of Malvern Hill to worry about. I'd like to fall back to this line right here. I just don't know if that's really an option for us at the moment. I think we're going to pretty well have to sit tight where we are. We are probably going to have to spread out a little bit, though. And what I'll do is I'll start getting some skirmishers out here to head into these woods and cover that area a little bit. So my hope now is that we'll be able to effectively wipe out Jones over there. We just got to watch for him to try and get around our flank over here. That's a big concern I have right now. I'm sending this full brigade into the woods. I'm sending a bunch of skirmisher units over here to keep an eye on things. But for the most part, I got to keep everybody pretty central. He may cross down here and try to come up this way. We will have more reinforcements coming. I don't know what's going to happen when this contested North Malvern Hill timer ticks down, if that'll trigger the next phase or if we'll keep going. Let's pause again and see where we're at in terms of casualties. We are outnumbered significantly at the moment by a good 13,000 men. He outnumbers us, but we've inflicted 1,700 casualties. We've taken 1,000. Need to do better than that. What we need to do is start reducing some of these brigades to where they get wiped out, and that'll quickly even the odds a little bit. Seems like he's taking a while to get his forces into position. They're coming up the hill over there. I just don't know where the main attack's going to come. I think we could probably wipe Jones out with a frontal assault right now, but I don't think I'll do it. He's pulling guys back over here. That means he's probably marching them somewhere else. Whatever makes them take time. Alright, they are trying to come around me over here. So we're going to have to start thinking about spreading our forces out a little bit. He doesn't seem to be sending a lot at my center at the moment. So I think I can pull some guys back. Oh, Snow just got driven back. Let's move Wallace up into that spot, because Brooks isn't going to last long at this rate. Let's pull him back. Okay. Problem is I have a little bit of a range issue at the moment here. Can't believe Jones is still steady with the casualties he's taken. I just dropped a confident finally. I wish he would actually launch another frontal assault on me somewhere so I could inflict some heavier casualties. Alright, we haven't gotten our reinforcements yet. We've lost 1,800 men. We've inflicted 2,800 casualties. So it remains about 1,000 difference on the casualties. We've got a few of his units that should start disappearing off the map here soon, like Jones. He's down to 300 men. How has he not just dissolved? We'll just keep shooting it out with him. Alright, he's bringing forward artillery. Let's get these 10-pounder Parrots. He's bringing them forward. He wants to start lighting me up over here. I'm looking for my long range, my ordnance. Here we go. I want them to start doing counter battery fire. He's a little out of my range over here. Jones, there, finally. Jones is done, finally. Alright, somebody's launching a melee attack. Here it is. Okay. First things first, we need the artillery to fire into them. Next, I'm going to bring up my cav as a reserve to help with the melee combat. Alright, hit him. Let's wipe Barksdale out. Gladden, I want you to fall back, and I want to bring Kimball up into that spot. Alright, Walton, you got to pull out of there now. You got to disengage. Alright, he's going heavy with the melee attacks now. Okay, we wiped out that brigade. That's good. This reduces his number even further. It reduces the advantage that he has. Alright, let's hold our cav close because we're going to need them, I think. And he's coming at me with everything he's got right now. Oh, Loomis. Oh, boy. Alright, we gotta pull Walton out of there. Get him disengaged. No, don't get sucked out. Alright, we dissolved another unit. That helps. So far, the strategy's paying off. He does have another unit over here now. I'm gonna pull Cuts out of there. I think we're safe to do that. We're getting roughed up in the middle, though. Here comes a attack in the middle here now. There's just so many brigades is the problem that I have. He can attack with so many. But the good news is every time he attacks, he's that much weaker for the next time that he attacks. So in theory, he should never be stronger for a melee attack than he is the first time. Alright, I need Loomis to get up here. We need to solidify the middle a little bit. I need these guys to recover. Alright, how are we looking? Where are my reinforcements? Another hour and 40 minutes till I get them? Is that what we're facing here? Alright, his advantage is down to under 10,000 men now. That's the best it's been so far. It shows he's lost 7,200 men, though I'm not sure how that works with the guys that, the units that have dissolved. But I've lost 3,400, so we've got about 2-to-1 casualties at the moment, so that's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start the process of pulling back from this position. We're going to once again consolidate our lines a little bit. We're getting a little too spread out, plus I want to make him have to march further and further. The main thing is I've got to be able to get my artillery pulled back. I want to pull down to these woods and get some additional cover from the wood line. I got a couple of units charging into me here. Might behoove me to try and damage them a little bit before we do anything else. Because nobody else is close at the moment. Let's get my cav up there. I might be able to wipe those 2 units out. Gotta ride through the woods is the only problem. Alright, hit them with everything we've got. Let's wipe both these units out. Would love to wipe both of them out. There's one. Let's get the other one. It'll make my life a little bit easier. Bye-bye. Alright. Alright, where are we at now? We haven't gotten our reinforcements yet. He's got about 8,400 more men than us, which is still a significant amount. I desperately need that number to even out as quickly as possible. Pulling into our new line here. He seems to be holding back at the moment. Oh, and our reinforcements have just arrived. That helps. They're mostly skirmishers, so it's only a couple of thousand men, but it does give us some extra units and help even the odds a little bit. So we're going to just bring them up to the center, and then we'll figure out where we want them. That now puts the advantage for him at just about 4,200 men. Of course, the problem is, according to... See, this says all must be fulfilled. I feel like this is supposed to be all for East and West and then one of these two. Because it doesn't make any sense for it to be this way. Because right now it's showing that I'm going to get a draw, which I really hope is not the case. I think that might be a glitch in how this is set up. Because it doesn't make any sense. So these skirmisher units are mostly just going to help us back up. They're not really any units I can use on the front lines. Now we just sit back and wait and see what he does. He's basically rearranging his entire army based on what I've done. Looks like one unit is going to come forward. I hope he attacks in the woods. He seems like maybe he's content to just shoot it out like this. I really hope that it's not going to force me to go back and take North Malvern Hill, because that's, I think, just a little too much to ask. Alright, here he comes. LZ's going to be our first victim. Lovely. Let's see if we can wipe him out. He might have too many men. Oh, we captured him. Beautiful. Even better. That brings the advantage down to just under 3,000 men now. Okay, here comes a melee attack on our left. That's ideally where it would happen. Oh, Kenneth Cutts was just killed. Must have been by artillery. Alright, we'll light him up while we wait and see where else it's going to come. Confederate advantage is 2,400 men. We need to get that number in my favor as quickly as possible. If we could wipe this guy out, that would be a big chunk of it. Loomis, don't get pulled out there. Oh, we did wipe him out. Oh, beautiful. Now the Confederate advantage is 1,400 men. Please, keep launching melee attacks with one brigade. Please. Got my second corps commander now. I can send VTH over a little further to the left. Looks like he's lining up for a big assault over here, though. Which is good, because that's about where I'm the deepest. Advantage is 1,300 men. Come on, artillery, do your thing. Light them up. Alright, Glad, you got a turn, buddy. What are we doing here? Loomis, get back up to the edge. Not sure why Pegram's pulling back. Alright, here comes the next attack. I have a feeling he's going to go at me over here. He's got a lot of men over there. But for now, it looks like Toombs is going to go at it solo here, which is exactly what I want him to keep doing. Where's the supplies? Let's get over here. He is going to launch an attack over on my right flank here in a second. Alright. Rhodes? Just Rhodes by himself? Alright. For now, anyway. Oh, here come the rest of them. Alright, send the cav over there. I'll send McKean over there for some fire support. Durrell's going to start putting some fire support up in here. That's the main attack. We've got them routed over there. He's going 4 deep right there. Oh, and Cuts is going to get lit up. But the rest are going to get fired right down and on their flanks. Here comes Armistead now. Let's bring Pyatt over there. Cuts just surrender. Are you kidding me? He charged into my lines, and my guy's the one that surrenders. That's just crazy to me when that happens. My cav just got driven out. Pegram, pull back. He caused the second unit to surrender? Oh my gosh. McKean, get up in there and unsurrender these guys. You too, Kimball. Now where's the attack coming? We need to unsurrender both these units before they get away. There, Cuts is back. Who dissolved? One of my units dissolved. Are you kidding me? Just got Terry back. But some of my units dissolved. We're still at... He's got a 2,400 man advantage again. Oh, this is ridiculous. Alright, we gotta send help back over this way. I think we're good on the left. Now he's coming at the center. Where's my cav? Get up there. waiting for one of these units to surrender again. Another one of my units dissolved. Are you kidding me? Andrews just surrendered. Right in here in the center. No, Kimball, I don't want you to shoot. I want you to get up in there. Go. Charge in there, Wagner. Unsurrender Andrews for me, please. There we go. Now pull back. Kimball, hold up. And we drove most of them out of the woods, but at what cost? Let's pause. This is just such a nightmare. It's still almost a 3,000 man advantage for him. Walton, get out of there, please. Now I need Walton to stay, because Durrell's about to get unceremoniously dumped out of this game, out of this battle. He's trying to take this objective. Yeah, Durrell's going to cease to exist here in a second. So many brigade commanders falling right now. Yeah, here he goes. Taylor's gonna charge right into me. He wants to take this objective. Another commander goes down. I lost so many brigade commanders. Hit him. Problem is I have no idea what's going to happen when this timer ticks down. He seems pretty desperate to take it, though. We just dissolved another Confederate unit. It's a draw. 8,900 men lost for me. About 9,000 when you count the cav. We inflicted 15,000 casualties on him. So, I mean, that's pretty good considering we were outnumbered for most of the battle. The number of officers we lost, though, 2 colonels killed. That hurts a lot. Another one wounded. We did gain a major general and a brigadier general out of it and a couple of new colonels. So it's kind of a wash. I don't know what that does for the overall. All right, so it didn't hurt us in reputation. We just didn't gain anything. But that seemed just like a no-win scenario, honestly. And that gets us a couple more minor battles before we get into Second Bull Run, which I expect is going to be another nightmare scenario. And that's a battle we can't lose. I mean, draws at this point are okay, but the 23 points we would get from a victory at a battle like that would be enormous for us. So, let me look around a little bit before we wrap this one up. I'm just looking now at what our weapon situation looks like moving forward. In our armory, we've got a decent number of Lorens and Enfield 1853s available that we'll be able to deploy without cost. And then a ton of Lorens is available to purchase. So that's good. Springfield 1855s are also pretty good, and they're significantly cheaper, and we've got a lot of those available to purchase as well. So I feel like we can decently equip ourselves going forward. I also feel like there are some things that we're able to do as far as our artillery goes, where we're starting to get some 1- and 2-star units. We've also got in reserve a couple of decent commanders. All of our divisions are commanded by brigadier generals at this point, in our main corps anyway. So it's an opportunity then to increase the skill of some of these. I don't really want George McClellan, but, you know, I mean, I guess we're going to have to use him at some point. I'd like to get all of my infantry brigades commanded by, at the very minimum, colonels moving forward. And that's going to, you can see, get them up. And if I put veterans in, I should be able to get them over the 1-star rank. So we can start to get some decent experience for some of these units, which is going to be really helpful moving forward. The morale damage received is good. Charge damage too, but honestly, I kind of like the accuracy at this stage. So moving forward, we're going to have Kettle Run and Thoroughfare Gap coming up, both of which will allow us a decent amount of money and reputation. The manpower, I mean, we're going to use that all one way or the other. It'll be interesting to see what Second Bull Run's going to look like as far as, I mean, it's going to change between now and then based on what happens in these next 2 battles. But it's funny, it doesn't even show. I mean, that's obviously not the enemy army. He's going to have more than that. He's going to have more than 7,600 men. So we can't see the main phase of it yet. But that'll be for another day, so let me know your thoughts. We're going to get back at this. Apologies for taking so long to get into a battle, but we're going to try to plow through a bunch of these in the coming week. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.